Happy Sunday. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I'm trying to get my mic in a not awkward spot. Okay. Hopefully it sounds all right. Testing. How's everyone's weekend been? How are you guys? Happy Sunday and new week. And if you celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I feel like this month has been like a year long for some reason. Like the last time we did candlelight, why did that feel so long ago? It's crazy. Crazy and scary how fast time is flying. Hi, Lily. Howlin' Lily. It is a rainy Sunday. Actually, I think it just stopped raining. It's been raining for like 3 hours and it hasn't rained in like a month. So that was nice. And then tomorrow's supposed to be chilly. Hi, Emily. Thanks for coming. I'm really excited. Tomorrow, I think the high is 68, which is just amazing. How was everyone's Thanksgiving? How's your month? How was your weekend? What's going on? I'm gonna pull my Ugg boots. Pull out all my boots. I literally have a bin of winter clothes sitting out. So I'm ready to go. What's the weather been like in the Northeast, Emily? Is it cold up there? Has it snowed at all? Or is it just is it sunny cold or cloudy cold? That's the worst when it's like windy and cloudy and rainy. Oh, no snow. Paige, hello. 17 degrees. Oh no. No. Not pour moi. Well, hello. I was just saying that I feel like it's been like a year since the last live stream. I don't know why it's felt so long. I just feel like this month was like flying by, but at the same time, that was a month ago. That felt like a year ago. Tonight's theme is still, as in stillness, rest, chillin', because it's December and it's the season for just hibernating. Or it should be, in my opinion. So before we start, how's everyone feeling? Let's do our 1 through 5 thing. 5 being I'm amazing. I feel great. 1 is I feel terrible. Where are you guys at today? I think I'm at a Hal is 3, 4. Emily's a 4. I think I'm at a 4. 3.5, 4. And also, what is your drink of choice? Because you know that's a requirement to have a cozy drink. Lily's 3, 4. Paige is 4. I would be at a 5 hour with my kiddos. Oh, I'm sure you miss them. Understandable. But water is a cozy drink. Should always have some water next to us. I have a raspberry tea that Lily gave me and a water. You just finished your tea? You finished your tea before the live stream even started? Wow. Peach iced tea, that sounds good. That sounds refreshing. Okay. Oh. Well, get up and get more tea. I'm just kidding. We did 1 through 5. We did our little drink it check-in. Let's do our grounding here. We'll get in the mood. In the mode. Oh, let's see. We'll just do our little breathing. You're also laying in bed. I had a brief fleeting thought today. I was like, can I do my live stream in my bed? But no. I need the candles. We need the setup, but that just sounds cozy. Oh man, I have nails on, so this is gonna be rough. So let's do our breathing in and out 3 or 4 times, and then we'll be all ready to go. Why is... Let's breathe in together. And out. And in. Out. In. Out. And that is my guitar playing with long nails on. Which is why today, well, one of the reasons I'm trying something different today, because usually I do a song and then we talk about the lyrics. But I was thinking about the theme. Thank you, Emily. I was thinking about our theme of stillness, and I was thinking, how can we practice that in our live stream? And I think one way to do that is just to practice being still and listening with as minimal distractions as possible. So I am going to try just doing a little piano thing tonight instead of guitar, which means I need to move everything real quick, but I'm going to talk to you. I'm doing that. So with our theme of stillness, while I'm doing this, let's just think about, I don't think that people are very still these days, especially if you're a mom. You know what I'm saying? Uno momento. Sorry if it's loud. This is what I have to do when I'm teaching a guitar lesson, and then I have to go to the piano. Thanks for hanging in there. Oh, what a nice view. Look at that. You see my plant? I should just do my stuff right here. So while I'm playing this little improv, just for 5 minutes, I encourage you to, I was going to play some nature sounds and stuff, but as you know, I can't do that on here. until I figure out another streaming system. But for now, if you want to do that, you can play that on your own. But I just wanted to take a moment to focus on one thing, which is just the music, sounds around you, and I don't want to really give you anything to do or think about because the point of this is just to like not do anything. So I'm just going to play this little improv and see if you can just close your eyes and notice how it is for you. Does it feel challenging? What thoughts pop up? Does it feel relaxing? And we'll talk about it a little bit afterwards. And if it sounds weird, let me know. Like if the sound is buzzy or whatever. Okay. Wake up. You're asleep. How's everyone doing out there? Sliding on back over here. Okay. I just made it up. I made it up in like high school, I think, and that's the only thing I really remember that I made up. It's my go-to improv music. I keep thinking that I want to get more involved in the piano because I don't really keep up with my skills much. But thank you. So what was that like? for you to sit and be still? Did you feel like, was it relaxing? Was it easy? I mean, if you don't want to throw it on there and then just think it in your mind if you don't want to put it in the chat, but I would love to hear, because I think I wanted to do that to just get a feel for where you're at with the concept of just stillness in general, in real time. Is it, sometimes our brain just wants something to do and it feels uncomfortable to be still. Sometimes it's a welcome break. And is that something you do in your day-to-day life? Is take time just to be mindful on one thing, listening to something, or just paying attention to one thing. Talent is virtue's expression. Well, that's beautiful. Very beautiful. So with that, yeah, do you have times where you do that regularly? Pause with no distractions. I agree that it is hard to sit still these days. And I think we don't even realize a lot of the time that we haven't sat still for like days at a time sometimes, and if we are sitting still, it's like our brain is still somewhere else sometimes. We are in a very much a productivity culture. And it's really interesting because when I was preparing for this live stream, I was reading about how rest and stillness is viewed in other cultures. And even when Antonio, my husband, and I went on our honeymoon this past month, we were talking about that. We were in Germany, and we were just talking about how different the work-life balance is in Europe. Like they value balance, work-life balance. Their stores are not open to like 10 a.m. Here we're like, we gotta be open 7 a.m. for people that gotta get to work and get things done. But it just shows up in all these like different ways, how it's more valued, I think, over there. And then I was reading more about other cultures. And have you guys heard of this? There's what is it called? I wrote it down somewhere. I have way too many notes. And my stuff is getting lost in it. A right to, what is it called? It's like a law that some countries are passing that allows you to, it makes sure that you're not obligated to respond to work things on non-work hours. Clearly the US hasn't done that, but I think California was looking at passing like a bill or something. But yeah, a lot of other countries have passed this law where it's like you can't, your employer can't expect you to respond or address work things if it's not within your scheduled hours, which I think is a great idea. Yes, taking holidays normal in Europe. It's like not frowned upon. There's not this underlying sense of pressure or guilt when you take a break. Also, sick days. I think in America, it's like you feel bad if you have to call on a sick day. In other countries, are like, please call out. We don't want to get sick. So anyway, all that to say, I think that there's different values and different messages about rest depending on what culture you grow up in and what areas you grow up in, what your family is like. So that kind of goes into my first journaling prompt, actually, because we're going to talk about that a little bit. I realized I needed to make overnight oats during the still time, so I'm doing that now. Okay. Well, I'm glad that something popped into your head, that was helpful. I need to do that. I used to make overnight oats. It makes it so easy in the morning. Another thing that I came across when I was doing some research on like rest and everything. Have you guys ever heard of this? It is The 7 Types of Rest by Sandra Dalton Smith. I think she did a TED Talk. I didn't watch the TED Talk, but I was reading articles about it. How there's 7 different types of rest. So I think I automatically think rest is like, the first thing that pops in my mind is just like you're laying down and you're just not, more like a physical rest, I guess. So there's physical rest. I'm just going to go over real quick the 7 types because it's going to be part of our journal prompt in a second. So we have physical rest, sleeping, napping, laying down, mental rest, a break from overstimulation, overthinking, so like taking screen breaks, doing mindfulness exercises, writing things down so you're not, things aren't popping in your head all the time, like Emily. Things were popping in your head. I got to make overnight oats. And then there's sensory rest, reducing overstimulation from noise, lights, screens, and people. So maybe like dim lighting, being in a quiet room, that kind of thing. There's emotional rest, which is releasing the pressure to have it together or to keep things together. So that might be like journaling, like a way where you can like express yourself emotionally authentically and you don't have to hold it in. And you're not performing. So sometimes we need emotional rest where we can just be ourselves emotionally and express ourselves. Also could be going to therapy. Social rest. I think we all know what that is. Spending time either by yourself or with people where you can just feel like your full self, people who get you. Quality over quantity of connection. Then there's creative rest, which I interpreted as filling up on inspiration rather than putting stuff out there. Rather than creating, you are being inspired. So like being in nature, looking at art, letting yourselves receive beauty and inspiration rather than give it. In spiritual rest, which is feeling connected to something bigger than you. That could be like being in nature, going out and looking at the stars, prayer, meditation, that kind of stuff. Doing rituals of some sort. So if you feel like you need rest, I think this could be a good thing to tune into. Like, what kind of rest do I need the most? Because sometimes we really need mental rest, but we feel very rested physically. So it could be different depending on. And one more thing before we get to the journaling thing. I wrote a lot, you guys. There's a lot of things I wanted to say about this topic. I think about this article I read a lot in Psychology Today magazine about the type of work you do depends on like the type of rest you should have. So like if you're doing work that's very like mental, then do more like physical rest. So things where you don't have to think so much or things that are more repetitive. If you're doing things that are more repetitive at work or physical, then do like more mental things. Like that could be like playing games or puzzles or things like that. So I always think that's interesting. It's like what you're doing all day might give you a hint into what type of rest you might need the most outside of work and outside of your daily life routines. So anyways, thought that was interesting. Okay. Now let's get to our little journaling stuff. So if you have a notebook, you can get that ready, or if you want to write on your phone or laptop, that works too. So usually I do like 3 journaling prompts for the month before and then 3 for the upcoming month. But I'm going to do just general journaling prompts. The first 3 are just going to be general about our topic because that's just the direction it was going when I was doing this. So the first question will be, and after we journal about it, you can put it up in the chat if you want. What does stillness and rest look like for you? And when do you feel most at rest? It's kind of like 2 questions. What does it usually look like for you? Putting it in the chat. And when do you feel most at rest? I also encourage you to play some music in the background if you're so inspired, if you feel so drawn. Portrait drawing. I could have figured you would say that. That sounds very relaxing. Any kind of art drawing. So if anyone else wants to share their response to that, feel free to put it up there. Outside near water. Feel most relaxed and rejuvenated. Yes, something about water is magical. As I was writing my answer, my first instinct was to write like being alone, doing hobbies, playing video games, watching my shows. And then I was like, I also really feel like I need to have fun with people. I feel like my job is like very heavy sometimes. And I've noticed since I've been working as a counselor that I crave like hanging out with people and doing fun things a lot more than I used to. So that could be a type of rest too. Just having fun, you know? Emily also likes being near water. That is like the ultimate feeling of stillness. It's just like water. Just watching water. The next one, you guys can keep throwing your answers up there if you want, but I'm going to go to the next one. What beliefs do you hold about rest or stillness? What do you think some beliefs are that have been ingrained in you, maybe? Watching live music and being at a concert and also hiking. Yes. These are very filling, soul filling. So what beliefs do you hold about rest or stillness? Might be something like, I can only rest if I am productive, or rest means you're lazy, and things like that. Like I need to deserve it. Yes. That's relatable to me, Emily. Like you have to do something to earn rest. Raphael Madonnas. Who is that? I don't think I know that name. I also have the I need to earn rest belief. I have to be worthy of rest. And if I'm resting and I don't feel like, and I still have things I need to do, I feel guilty. Oh. Oh, Renaissance painter. The Raphael. And you can take this a level deeper. Where do you think that belief came from? And why do you think that is something that you believe? Or the view we have on rest? I think much of it can be societal. I think some of it can be familial, ingrained from our upbringings and school. Humility. Kara, welcome. Oh, his paintings are very beautiful and still. Oh, Raphael is a good representation of stillness. We doing journaling. Oh, I hope your grandma's surgery went/is going okay. I was just gathering information from your posts. We are talking about rest. So, rest and stillness. She's loopy but vibing. Okay. Not a terrible place to be. Got her on the good. Well, it's better than being on the bad. We are now on prompt 3 of 6 to fill you in. And we've been talking about stillness and rest and how I think that it should be the season for that. We should be hibernating. But many of our lives do not always allow that. But we do what we can. Okay, last question for this section. How do your surroundings, like your job, family, and society, encourage or discourage stillness or rest? I think Bean's in my closet. Sometimes when I'm in a session, she'll start opening that door. And it looks like a ghost is just opening the door, and it scares me. But it's just Bean. Alanis Morissette, I like me some Alanis Morissette. Been thinking a lot about rest today because I noticed I had FOMO when my grandma was sedated. Take me out. Well, that's a sign maybe that you need some disconnection. You need to be better about protecting rest while conscious. That reminds me of a Instagram reel I saw of I think you should leave show. And he was like, when you're jealous, I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was like along those lines. Like, you want to get in a car accident so you can not go to work. How sad is that? Bean can be a ghost. She can be spooky. Yeah, be better about rest while conscious. Go where the emails can't find you. I guess one way to do that is to be sedated. Another way is to go to the middle of the ocean on a boat where you're forced to not have service. It's crazy how much of a difference that makes when you're like, oh no, I can't have my phone. And then I'm like, I actually really like this. And I wish that I was forced to not have my phone more often. Because what you gonna do? This is paint, by the way. I just realized that looked not great. I've been painting my walls. Okay. And if anyone wants to throw out their answer to that one, how do your surroundings encourage or discourage stillness and rest? You may do so. I think that it's just everything we've been talking about. Just the societal values we have in America. It's very different than some other places. And then also just, I think depending on the age of like your parents or caregivers too, like they might have had different values about work and what that was like during their generation, and that might be passed down. My new advisor has encouraged rest for me this quarter, and I love her for that. I absolutely love her for that, and I agree. I agree with her. Pull a finance bro move and mark all as red and let people follow up with you. If it's important enough, a finance bro move. That's not a bad idea, Paige. Not at all. If it's important enough, you should follow up. Okay. My highest aspiration is to be like a finance bro. Yeah, I sometimes wish I could borrow a little bit of finance bro mentality. You know what I'm saying? That might be useful for me in my life. The anxiety. You have the anxiety. Man, that's relatable. I wish I could just power through it, you know? What do we got to do? And we're just going to get it done. Okay, here's the next prompt. We have 3 more, and these ones are about the month ahead. So when you're looking at December and this coming month, firstly, let's read Emily's. Definitely from upbringing. Always felt like we couldn't even say we were bored or we were given a chore. Oh man, that is the truth. I never wanted to say I'm bored, because then I would get a list of things to do. But really, I have been thinking about that a lot too, just boredom, how I think it's very underrated. And I think we should be bored sometimes. That's where seeds are planted and ideas and things can grow from that. But the message under that, saying I'm bored and then given a chore, is like, you can't be bored. Every time you're bored, you have to do something. That is the message I think is received. All right, our next prompt. Looking at the month ahead, what type of rest do you think you need the most right now? So we talked about the 7 types of rest. Physical. I need to look back at them. Build some boredom into your day. Agreed. I'm going to schedule boredom time. So the 7 types of rest were spiritual, creative, social, emotional, sensory, mental, and physical. You don't have to say one of those types of rest, but like just in general, if you were to check in on what type of rest you need the most right now, what would it be? Less worrying. Yes. I think worrying is a very mentally stimulating activity. So maybe you need some mental rest. How? Some like disconnection from worry or racing thoughts. Physical rest. Lily says mental. Tired of always thinking. That's what I would say too. Mine would definitely be mental and emotional. I think. Because as a therapist, you gotta be on. You gotta be on. So emotional rest would be nice. A break from everyone's emergencies. Yes. You have your own emergency, Kara, and that is you need rest. The emergency is you need to rest. Physical. I've been really intentional on sleep since I came out to Rhode Island. Well, that's good. I hope that it's been going well and that you're getting your sleep. So you've been intentional about your physical rest and your sleep being recovered. That is awesome. This cup makes me happy. My little Christmas mug. And Rhode Island has sleepy place vibes. Yeah, there's water, like we were talking about. Very peaceful, very still. Where did my questions go? Oh no. Oh no. I told you I have too many notes, too many words. I need to do more bullet points. Oh, next question. What would it look like for you to honor this type of rest this month? Blinking light bulbs drive me crazy. Oh no, that is annoying. Maybe you need some sensory rest after that. My cat is yelling at me. So here's the next one. What would it look like to honor this type of rest this month? Give some examples if you would like. Forced to be away from phone and my job. Yeah. I bet that's kind of a bittersweet thing. 2 weeks after Christmas. I'm expecting it to heal me. We're going to send healing vibes. And I hope part of that healing process is coming and hanging out with me. Or me going over there and hanging out. But I want you to see my house, you know? Not using my phone so much in my free time. Yes, same. Yeah, I'm really excited about your 2 weeks off. That is amazing. I hope you can savor it. Once everyone stops throwing up, watch you come over and I start throwing up and I'm saying, Kara, help me. Can you take care of me? I'm having an emergency. No, I will do the opposite. I will treat your rest as an emergency, which means eating Taco Bell and watching TV. So, what Kara's doing to honor this type of rest is taking 2 weeks off and taking it seriously. Talk about on TV. That's my every Tuesday night. Tuesdays are like my long in-office day, so I like treat myself with Taco Bell in bed while watching a show. Some may say that that is pure gremlin behavior. I say I need it. Emotional support, Taco Bell TV. Oh. It took me a second, but I got there. Okay, I'm going to put the last one up. Well, first, does anyone else want to share what would it look to honor this type of rest this month? If you need mental rest, what would that look like for you? How are you going to do that? And if you don't know right now, then that is okay. And then this last question is the same that we always have to end our prompts. If you had a mantra, Christmas lights are healing, in my opinion. Something about Christmas lights. If you had a mantra to take with you into the month based on this topic and based on what we talked about, what would it be? Just our usual last journal prompt. That's how we always end. Mine would be, I am allowed and I deserve to be non-productive sometimes. Intentional family time. This year is going to be busy. So you want to make sure you're intentionally spending some family time. That's good. I like that. I love that for you. I want intentional family time with your family. I have paint all over me. I don't know that's happening while I'm painting. Then later I'm like, when did that happen? How did that get on my toe? What am I doing? I'm happy I get to support my family while I'm here. Oh, that's a good way to look at it. You're able to be present with them. And that was our last prompt. If anyone wants to share any other responses to your journal prompts, now is the time. And think of your mantra. That's the most important prompt in my mind because that's how we make changes, you know? We have something we go back to remind ourselves. Getting done by Christmas. Good. And we'll end with a little, I miss my husband, so getting away from work earlier is a priority to spend time with him more. Oh, yeah, you seem very busy, Paige. So you want to spend more time with your hubby. Love that for you. A lot of a lot of people, well, Emily, Kara, and Paige all mentioned family, intentional family time, and people you love. I love that. All right, let's end with a quick visualization. It is short, but it's a way to just kind of go away from this with the stillness rest mindset. So before we start, let's just take a deep breath. You can close your eyes if you want, or you can stare into your candle flame or into the wall. I want you to imagine yourself as a bear, a nice, fuzzy, cute little bear. You've spent all year working and gathering and hunting and trying to survive. But now it's snowing. There's nothing else to do. And the forest is quiet. And you're curled up in your soft, cozy, dark den. Warm and safe. The world outside is still, and you are allowed to be still with it. Your heartbeat slows and your breath deepens. There's nothing to chase or to do or to earn or fix. We only have right now in this moment. Let your body soak in the feeling of being held by the earth itself. This is your season to be still, to heal, to restore, and just exist. And you are allowed to do that. You're allowed to just be, just exist, and not to be doing all the time. And when you're ready, we'll breathe in rest and stillness. Breathe out urgency and pressure. And we'll return to the root. And open your eyes when you're ready. So just like there are seasons in the earth, there are seasons in our life, and we're not always meant to be in a blooming season. We're not always meant to be in a harvesting season, which was our last live stream theme. So see if this can be, even if it's like just for a little bit, some stillness, a stillness season for you. A hibernation, if you will. You're welcome. I'm going to go hibernate right now in my bed. Sounds amazing. I really appreciate you guys hanging out, being here. And the next live stream will be January 5th, Sunday, January 5th. So, 2026. Is it the 5th? No, January 4th, sorry. So I will see you then. Good night, good night. Have a good month of December and good holidays and all that good stuff. I'll see you in January. Bye.